submissiveness again. Again. Don't hit me. Okay. So I was having a conversation with my friends yesterday regarding this. It was a very hefty conversation. And I was like, I should make a YouTube video. So what I want to talk about is submissiveness. I had a problem with that in my last marriage. Clearly it didn't work because I'm divorced. So one of the things that I tell people all the time when I give advice regarding relationships and regarding marriage is that I have been divorced before, so I know what not to do. And some people think that because you're not married and you're not married, you shouldn't give married advices. But I think my divorce qualifies me at least for what not to do. So I think women in general, some of them, not all of them, especially alpha women, successful women who who can take care of themselves, who has a history of men controlling them, or observe that in their childhood through a parent or a family member or a friend, becomes very hesitant when it comes to the word submissiveness, because submissiveness to them sounds like releasing control. I'm releasing my control. I'm handing you over my identity. I no longer have a say. You control everything that I do. In reality, that's not what it's about. Because when you're in a relationship, a partnership, a marriage, it's two people coming together, pouring into each other. Your opinion and your views matter. So when you say that I am submissive, it doesn't mean that your identity disappears in the air. That doesn't mean I'm no longer Chantel. It doesn't mean I no longer have my own views. I no longer have my own opinion. It just means that you're allowing him to lead. What does that mean? That means that he is the head of the household. Does that mean that you have no say in anything? Of course not. You have, to me, in my opinion, this is a little secret that I feel. I feel, in essence, women, we lead in a way that's completely different. The way we lead, we don't get credit for it. But at the end of the day, it's the women, like for instance, in my culture, in the Haitian culture, in the Caribbean culture, for you Jamaicans, Bahamians, and Haitians, and Puerto Ricans, and everybody that's watching this, you guys tell me that's wrong. When you enter someone's house, a married couple's house, and the house is dirty, and the house has no structure, and the house is whatever. When the house is dirty and it's nasty, in my culture, they blame the woman. And I'm going to get to a point here. In my culture, when a house is dysfunctional, they blame the woman. When the house is functional, they give credit to the man. I'm going to say it again. In my Caribbean culture, when I grew up, when you walk into a home and the home is dysfunctional, it's dirty, there's no structure in the home, everything is chaotic, they blame the woman. But when everything is in order, the house is clean, the kids are acting right, everything is on a schedule, they're prospering, they're spiritually growing, they compliment the man. Because at the end of the day, it's really the woman that's the backbone of a household. It's really the woman a woman leads. A woman technically is the backbone of the household. But when a household is running, I noticed this in my childhood, when a house was running, whatever, they're complimenting a guy, yo, man, your wife is amazing, blah, 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 blah. The house is, they compliment the man. It happened to me in my marriage, my first marriage. People would walk in the house, and I'm the reason why the house looked the way it is. I'm the reason why the things were functioning the way it was functioning. And they were complimenting my ex-husband. Nobody ever complimented me. So at the end of the day, even though the man is the head of the household, it's really honestly the woman that's really running things in the background. So submissiveness is not really you taking a back seat, it's you really taking a role. But the word scares people. So I was talking to my friend yesterday and I was telling her, and this came out of the blue, guys. I didn't even plan this. Those 4 steps came out of the blue. I was like, the first thing you need to do in order to be submissive to a guy, a man, or your husband, you have to be healed. And the reason why healing is important is because in order to be this, you have to be vulnerable as well. The first thing is healing. You have to heal. You have to do the work to heal. There's no way in heaven's name that a woman is going to have the capability of being submissive and you're broken and you have undealt trauma in your life. It's completely impossible. So the first step is you have to be healed. You have to be healed and whole. And when you're healed and whole, only then you'll be able to experience vulnerability. Because when I tell you that vulnerability is important in a relationship, when I tell you vulnerability is important when it comes to be submissive, because you're leaving yourself wide open. Wide open. That's why when you really find a true connection, it feels weird and you feel out of control, because any other guy that don't return your text, any other guy that don't return your call is fine. But that one guy you have a connection with, let him not call you back. You will hire a hitman to kill him. Okay? So that vulnerability is super important because it makes you feel weak, but actually it allows you to be strong. In order to be submissive, you have to have that vulnerability where you feel that you have no control, but in releasing control, you have control. Does that make sense? And the third thing that I was telling my friend yesterday is, I have witnessed and I have done this. You know what? You can go ahead and lead, babe. You're the head of the household. Go ahead and do you. I believe in you and I trust you. And they don't really believe in them. They don't really trust them. They're faking it. They're doing the verbal. They're doing the mouth action. Okay, babe, you are the head of the household. Babe, you can go ahead and do that. I trust you. Go ahead and lead in that. And by the way, I don't believe in gender roles. Every marriage is different. Some marriages, I don't mean to deter to what I'm saying is, but I just want to clear something up before I get attacked by people. I don't believe in gender roles. I don't believe that women should cook and clean and men should just go and pay the bills. There's marriages that doesn't work, and so it's certain marriages. Whatever works in your marriage, that works. But what I'm saying is, in general, no matter what gender role it is, whatever your husband is doing or whatever role your wife is playing, at the end of the day, I don't care if he's a janitor, works at McDonald's, is a gardener, a millionaire, or whoever he is. At the end of the day, he leads. It doesn't matter what he does for a living. It doesn't matter if he's a house husband. It doesn't matter if he works at McDonald's. It doesn't matter if he's worth $1.2 million. It doesn't matter what he does for a living. I don't know what he does for a living. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he is still the head of the household. And I know what I'm saying is right. I know that I'm saying this right now. Some women are cringing at me. But at the end of the day, he still is the head of the household. Now, to go back to what I'm saying, when you're faking it and acting like you are releasing, you are allowing him to lead. And you're like, go ahead, babe, do your thing. But then you get on the phone and you're like, child, that ain't over. With somebody and you don't trust his leadership, you're faking it. Eventually, you faking it is going to show up. Y'all know how I feel about this whole terminology about fake it till you make it. I made a whole video on that. I can't stand it. I don't believe in it. I tried it for a long time and it did not work. I tried faking my spirituality, faking that I was healed and I was called out my name. I was not. I don't believe in faking it until you make it with anything in life. Every human being, the way we're set up and the way God built us up, we don't have that innate ability to continuously, infinity, fake it. Even the biggest con artists on earth that They have been con artists for decades, 20 years, 30 years. Eventually, they're found out. No human being has the innate ability to fake it for infinity. It is completely impossible. Who you are and what you are will end up showing up no matter how much you suppress it. I don't care if you're the biggest actress on earth or the biggest actor on earth, or this is what you do and you got game. You cannot suppress the truth for too long. If you throw a bottle in the ocean, eventually it's gonna float back up. So when you're faking that you're allowing your partner to lead, and you're faking that you're being submissive, and it's kind of like, go ahead, do your thing, I trust you, eventually your truth is going to come out. So faking it is not going to work. And the last thing is respect. We have to respect each other. He has to respect you, and you have to respect them. I don't want women to feel like I'm attacking you, but I'm only talking about things that I've personally experienced myself and things that I observe. Respect for a man is a turn on. Men like to be respected. Men like their egos being stroked. Women, we like the role of you got us, you protect us. And I'm not talking about just in a sense of physical protection, but we need to feel safe when we're with you. That means sharing our secrets, sharing our stories, being able to put our head on your chest and feeling completely safe and comfortable. With men, it's respect. They want to feel valued and respect. We want to feel valued and respect too. But men on a higher level more than women. So respect, vulnerability, and submissiveness without respect is a complete waste of your time. You cannot be submissive to someone and not respect them. You can't. If you don't respect someone's leadership and you don't respect them personally, it's just not going to work at all, at all, at all, at all. I don't know how to say this for you to understand, but when you do not respect your man, or when a man does not respect your woman, it's a complete turn off. Turn off. Nothing. I specifically picked a thumbnail for this video of two happy people. You know why? Because when you have a marriage, and everybody knows the role that they play in that marriage, because I don't believe in gender roles. When you have a marriage, when you allow a man to lead and you allow her to lead in her strength, and you respect him and he respects you, and you have two people are pouring into each other, two people, there are partners that are two people where their opinions matter, and they respect each other, you have two happy people. Perfect marriage? No. But you have two happy people. And I know vulnerability is I know vulnerability and submissiveness is a taboo topic, because we live in a world of, I'm not going to allow a man to control me. I'm not going to bow down to a man. It's not even about that. It's about respect. Respect the man. You're not his mama. He's not your son. This is your partner for life. And when you have somebody a partner for life, you talk to them with respect. You don't talk to them like they're beneath you. You give them respect. And let me tell you something. When you honor and respect a man, he will give you the world. He will give you the world. The man that God chose for me, I didn't even know I needed him until God gave me him. Okay? And let me tell you something. I have never in my life had a man pour into me the way he pours into me. Never in my life. But guess what? Never in my life have I ever respected a man so much in my life. Never in my life have I been someone's biggest fan. Never in my life have I ever had a connection. Never in my life I've been so vulnerable. Never in my life. And it's funny, the minute I changed the way I treat a guy, I finally got the connection that I've always wanted my whole life. I'm vulnerable. I respect him. I stroke his ego. I pour into him. And Lord knows he pours into me. We have two people that are happy with each other, two people who respect each other, two people who are pouring into each other, two people who understand each other's roles. And that is important. I understand my role, And I definitely understand and I respect his role. Do you see what I'm saying? I respect his role in my life. And the funny thing is, once I let those walls down, those walls that I was using to protect me, that was hurting me, I got the man of my freaking dreams that treats me like a freaking queen, that don't play when it comes to me. Don't mess with me because he'll get you. That don't play when it comes to me, that pours into me. Never in my life have I had anyone invest in me the way this man has invested in me. Time, emotional, financial, everything in the world. So the key to submissiveness is vulnerability, respect, being healed. And being healed, vulnerability, don't fake it, and respect. Being healed, vulnerability, don't fake it, and respect. Being healed, vulnerability, don't fake it, and respect. Have a nice day, guys.